All right. Okay. Okay. Hello, everybody. Please, if you come in, kindly type in hello. All right. Please kindly let me know where you are joining the live section from. We have a lot to talk about. I apologize for actually starting up this live section late. Please just type in where you are joining the live session from so that I can know where you're joining from. Okay. D from UK, Okonkwo from Newi, Kingsley from Lagos. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for joining. I think I see we have about 15 persons who have joined so far, 16 now. All right, so when you come in, just type in where you are coming in from so we can begin. So this live section will try to see how we can cover a couple of things from Biafra land. Modi, Emmanuel from Biafra land. Okay. Okay. Kumena from India. Okay. Kevin from San Francisco. All right. Okay, so basically, let's begin the live. I decided to do this live because I just wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of things. And I don't know if that this light is reflecting. Hold on, guys. Okay, this is better. This better. It still looks dark. Which one is even better now? Maybe I change this way. Which one works best? Okay. Which one works best? Okay. All right, guys. Okay, so basically, I decided to do this live section because there are a couple of things I want to talk about today, which I think is very important as it regards the channel as well as what has been going on in Nigeria for a while now. And for those of you, just to share my own opinion and perspective and all of that. And probably those of you also, no studio, no sound. Please, can you hear me? Did you say no sound or no studio? Please kindly type yes if you can hear me. Let me be sure if you guys can hear me because I'm not sure. Can't hear you, sir. Can you hear me? Okay. So you guys can hear me, right? Oh, okay, beautiful. Yes, we can hear you. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I wanted to talk about a couple of things that's happening as regards to the channel and then things that are happening as regards to Nigeria, a couple of other informations that I have so that you guys, we can all be on the same page because the family here. And as well as those of you who have questions that you want to ask, then you can actually type it on the chat section. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. Okay, so today's information is just to give you guys like updates of what is going on the channel as well as what's happening in Nigeria. Okay, so let me start by actually thanking everyone who has been actively following this channel and participating, sharing our videos and all of that. We've not been extremely, consistent in uploading videos, but for the ones we've uploaded so far, you guys have been helpful in sharing them and all of that. That I am truly grateful, and I want to thank you guys for doing that. Okay, so far we are moving towards hitting 27,000 subscribers and probably get to 30,000. And from there we keep going. So we are moving. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for all your support. So the first thing I really want to talk about, I have about 5 things I've actually written down that I want to talk about today. I have about five things. So and I'm going to talk about it. And then if you also have questions that you are going to ask, I'll also try to answer those questions. So firstly, the first thing I want to talk about is that there was a video that we did about Makoko when I visited Makoko, and I realized that Makoko is a community that they don't have a lot of schools there, and the schools that they have, the ones that they have are not doing very well, and these schools are actually built on water. So So we decided that we will actually raise some fund to dig a borehole for the people who actually live in Makoko. So I started that. I did it, and then I actually applied for. I actually put a link where you can actually support if you want to support in terms of digging a borehole for people who live in Makoko, and that's we used Buy Me a Coffee. So in all the videos we did about Makoko, so we'll put the link there. And so far so good. And some people have donated. I didn't put down the name there. I'm so sorry. I didn't put down the names of those that have donated, but I think somebody donated $500, somebody donated $150, somebody donated. So far, I think we have about $700 or so that we've gotten, but our target is to have around $4,000. That will allow us to be able to sink a borehole in Makoko so that the children there can have drinking water. So this is like the project that we are actually planning and working on so far. All right. So basically that's what we are working on. However, while we are working on Makoko, there seems to be even much bigger issue that now arose in Nigeria, which is the issue of the flooding that have completely sunk and submerged many cities in Nigeria. And I think the worst hit cities include or states are Bayelsa, Anambra, and I think Lokoja. But I think Bayelsa seems to be the worst, according to people, information and news that we are getting from there. It seems like almost all parts of Bayelsa, is totally, sunk. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to, I have not had the chance to actually visit Bayelsa myself, because something I really wanted to do, I wanted to visit Bayelsa and also see how the possibility of providing, support to the flood victims that we're having in Bayelsa as it stands today. Many people have really lost their home. Others have lost, their lives as a result of the flood, little children and all of that. So it's been very a pathetic situation of flooding that is going on in this country right now. And the responses that have been coming from the state government as well as from the federal government has not been very responsive as it should have been. Knowing too that this problem was going to come, because it seems like every 10 years or so, the massive flood tends to hit the country because of the release of the water that's coming from the Lago Dam in Cameroon. So it's like the government already knew this was going to come, and there weren't any proper preparation they were done either to evacuate people or to provide them alternative place to stay. It's not just enough to say, flood, we're expecting flooding, leave your home, leave your home. I mean, that doesn't mean, no responsive government does that. You have to provide people alternatives so that based on the alternative they can live, but when alternatives are not provided and instead people leave your home, nothing is going to happen. Oh, okay. Somebody's typing, so I'm not sure I understand what you're typing. Anyway, I'm going to answer all the questions you have, but this live chat, I want to take things step by step, so I don't want to jump into random talks here and there. So if you have questions, I'm going to answer those questions. But for now, what I want to do is talk about the issues here, and then basically after that, we can go to the questions. Okay, so basically I was saying that first that we'll try to raise money to dig a borehole for the children that are in Makoko. I have about 3 persons that have donated to that. So far, I think we have about $700 or so. I have to check the account again. But while that is going on, a bigger issue has even hit the country where flooding have submerged many cities, and now many people are really stranded and all of that. I haven't really come up with any plan on how we can support those people, but I think that it will be good that we can provide groups already raising funds on this YouTube channel platforms, already raising funds to support. I also heard there are other groups in Bayelsa, Anambra that are also raising funds. So what I'm working on right now is to see how I can reach out to those groups, and whatever problem we can raise, we can also send it to those groups to actually reach out to the men and women that are actually suffering. We can't leave everything to the government because these are people. These are human beings. There has to be the humanity in us have to respond when people go through crisis. So it's not necessarily what government is doing or not doing. The truth is, the government hasn't done very well, especially this administration. This administration in the last 7 years or so, I mean, them to have failed in every facet of governance. Honestly, them to have failed in every facet of governance has been very, very pathetic. In every area, the responses have been very, very poor. What ministers that are supposed to man their ministry and do their job will come and give flimsy excuses. It's very, very pathetic and very annoying, when you hear them speak. You might be wondering, how can people who go to school, some will even have degree, masters, professors, and then when they talk, you just wonder, is that they don't reason before they talk or what? Or is that they don't have feelings or emotion? I don't even understand. So I think there's a lot right now. I think NEMA is stepping up, to do things here and there and to reach out to people. Government is also stepping up, trying to provide food and all of that. However, many people are still very, very much stranded. Some are even sleeping on top of the bridge. I mean, if you watch the videos and it's the footages, it's very, very pathetic. So that's what's going on right now in Nigeria. Flooding is a very big issue right now in Nigeria, and it's very, very pathetic. All right. Okay, so thirdly, I want to talk about another thing that's going on in Nigeria. I think 2 days ago or 3 days ago, the U.S. Embassy actually issued a security, alert to its citizens on their website, asking them to avoid, mass gathering because there could be an imminent attack in Abuja, and also asking the citizens who are not, doing essential jobs to probably leave the country and all of that, and also advise others who wants to come into the country. It's not an essential travel that you don't have to travel. They released that report, talking about security threats in Abuja and all of that. So, this is quite worrisome. The responses that also have gotten, like I said, the responses I've also gotten from the minister and even from DSS are also haven't been very good. Although the response from the DSS was good because they said they are working on it. They are on ground to make sure that they will take the threat seriously and do what needs to be done. However, when we listen to the Minister of Information, I mean, he be just talking jargons, to be honest. Comparing security in the US, people not being killed. It's like Nigerian are saying, don't take your children to schools in America because your child might be shot. Whether there is gun violence in the US or not, that is not what we are talking about. What people are concerned is if the US have released a security alert in about Abuja saying there could be an imminent security attack. No, so beside the fact that beside the fact that beside the fact that uh, whatever the issues are in terms of whether, some people have said that the reports that the US have released is basically, have some undertone behind it and all of that. Why, others try to blame the US for probably not coordinating or working with the Nigerian security agencies before releasing that report or all of that. But that is even not my issue. My issue is whether that issue was coordinated with our security agencies or not. The important thing here is that if the US said there could be an imminent attack in Abuja, then it's something that everyone should take more seriously. And in fact, as of today, I think I also read a report that is it ShopRite? Is it Jabi Mall? I think Jabi Mall shut down as it stands today. I can't really remember, yes, but I think I read that Jabi Mall have shut down because of the issue, because of the security report that was issued. So they are also trying to take some precaution. All right, so this is actually what's going on right now. It's kind of also worrisome because I mean, we're having an election year that is coming next year, and if we already start hearing security alerts, reports, and all of that, so it's quite very worrisome. And also, speaking of security and challenges that is going on, in fact, I was reading. I'm actually, preparing a video. I'm trying to produce a video on security issues in Nigeria. While studying that, in fact, one of the things I actually realized, although I see this report, but I just read them and just pass. But this time, just trying to study a little bit more security issues in Nigeria and try to find out what's going on. One of the things I realized that, do you know that about 9% are kidnapped almost every single day? 9%, like every single day, about 9 kidnap issues or incidents actually happen in this country. This has not even to do with people that are killed or shot. I mean, kidnap incidents alone that are recorded is about 9 every single day. So that goes to show the challenges that we are actually facing, right now. So if the US issue a report that there could be an attack, is something that the government should take seriously, and everybody, businesses, and all of that. But for me, why I'm talking about this is because there has been a conflicting responses from the government, because the responses that the DSS gave and the responses that the minister also gave are two different things. So I don't think this is a time to say whether the US are right or not. The point is, if they issue an alert to their citizens, it's something that people should take seriously and act upon. Try to avoid crowds. Try to avoid things that are not very essential. So those things are actually very, very important. Okay, so that's it about the security alert that's going on in Nigeria. And also, speaking of security, there's a very horrible news that I heard. I could not personally confirm it myself, but somebody typed on my channel and said that one of a friend and a brother, Ebo Media, is dead. That he died. I don't know how that happened. Those of you watching that is part of this channel, I'm sure probably you know Ebo Media. So if somebody knows the story, you can actually confirm. But somebody typed and said I should confirm if Ebo Media is late or not. So I reached out to my friend Big Wheels and called him and to find out from him what's going on. And he actually said yes, that he also reached out to someone, and the person said yes, that is the situation. I also reached out to Wow Nature, because I know he has Ebo Media has worked before, something like that. So when I reached out to him, he also said the same thing. So it seems like the story is true, that Ebo Media is late. Okay, so my condolences really goes out to his family and to his friends and to his loved ones out there. The reason why I'm also bringing that, because of the information I had. So I cannot really confirm what happened, but I heard that his death has to do either kidnapping or armed robbery. I really can't tell what's the situation, what really happened. So that's why I said the story is sketchy. It's not really clear. I don't know what really happened, but what I confirmed was that yes, it's true that he's late. So for those of you who probably watches this channel and you no longer see him upload content, so this is what is going on. It's very heartbreaking. It's very pathetic. This is a young man that's hustling and doing his thing, and motivated many of us who also started this journey on YouTube. He was also a great motivator for many of us. So it's really, really sad. In fact, when I was doing my Eastern Tour documentary, I actually reached out to him because I was supposed to do a documentary in Anambra about the Israel affair, and all of that. How do I even explain this thing now? So I was trying to do a documentary in Anambra about the Igbo business model that they use there. All right, and also talk about Newi and the motor part. So very nice guy. Unfortunately, I couldn't really cover that story to the cover the Anambra state because I had limited time that I used in travel around. I couldn't really do that. So it's pathetic. It's a very pathetic story. Okay. All right. So if for now I don't have more information, I think I read. I think I think somebody posted something saying if we're going to do something about able media and all of that. So, like I said, okay, yeah, I think Rookie Dima said, David, is there anything we can do for able? Okay, so the thing is, for able media, I don't have, like I said, I don't have much information. It's only Wauneche and Big Wheels that I called and they confirmed the information. Some have said they've put them on the platform and the burial should be in November something. I don't have the exact dates. So I don't have the information. If I don't know what really happened, I don't know when the burial is happening and all of that. However, if I get more information, I will be able to do an update on this and then also see the possibility of how whatever we can do as a community, regarding this young man that just lost his life. It's very terrible. I think definitely we should do something about it because it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so that's what's going on. And what else is happening in Nigeria as it stands today? I think what else is happening? Godwin Emefiele have announced, the government have announced they are printing new Naira notes. This government $100 note, the 500 as well as the 200. I think they're changing the 200, the 500, and the 1,000 Naira notes. They're going to change that. So that's what is happening right now as it stands. So I don't think that is a great news for me. That doesn't make any difference. I mean, people are dying with flooding. There's security threat here and there. And a young man lost his life. And this is not talking about Naira note and all of that. The dollar is rising very high. Inflation rate is very high. Unemployment is at a very high side. I don't even know. ASU, so far, I think they've called off their strikes. School is trying to resume. Student almost lost 1 year. If you just look through what is going on in this country, it's very heartbreaking and pathetic. All right. And that is why for the 2023 election is very critical. 2023 election is not a time where you're going to stand by the side and watch. You must support someone and you must support them boldly if you think they're the one that can fix Nigeria. All right, you must support them and support them boldly. Okay, for me as an individual, okay, I think somebody's calling me, guys. So for me as an individual, I think I am actually, not I think, for me as an individual, I'm actually supporting P2B because I believe that he has what it takes to, fix the country. So I am voting for him. I'm rooting for him. I'm also going to talk about good, but whoever you think that can fix this country, have what it takes to fix, please go out and support. But for me, P2B is man that I believe that he can probably fix, the mess we have in this country because of his pedigree and all of that and what he has done in Anambra State and his youthfulness also and all of that is why I'm supporting him. That is my choice. Okay, so because this is the platform you have all kinds of people that subscribe here, those supporting Tinubu, those political, whatever you decide to support is your choice. But for me, this is what I'm supporting. But let's try to vote, using our conscience. Let's try to vote, based on who we believe can fix the challenges that this country is facing, and not necessarily because P2B is from Igbo, that's why I have to vote for him, or because Atiku is Fulani, I have to vote for him, or because Tinubu is Yoruba, that's why I have to vote for him. I don't think that will really help us. If those countries are going to survive beyond 2023, We really need somebody that is competent who will come in from day one, is hitting the ground and running. One of the things that this administration really missed is that they wasted a lot of time in taking decisions. Even from appointing ministers, it took a whole lot of time. To appoint ministers to mine ministries, it took a whole lot of time. Decisions are not taken very fast, and you need to make quick and fast decisions to really fix issues before it escalates and gets worse. All right, so much talking. Let me try to look through the questions that you guys have asked and see how many I can answer. All right, so if you're just joining the live session, you can comment your name and just let us know where you're joining from so far. All right, so and if you have any questions, please, you want to ask, please drop them in the live chat box so that I can talk about them right now. Okay, so let me see if there are any questions. So I have hello. So who else I have? D is here. I have Makoko. I have Kingsley. I have Emites Kelvin from South. I have Komina. I have Emmanuel. I have Game White from UK. I have okay. Oh, the man said no studio. Can't hear you, sir. Can hear you, Alex. Yes, we can hear you. Justice Innocent, yes. Okay. So all of these guys. Sophia say hi, Sophia. How are you doing? White Honey. Okay, yeah, right. This is okay. White Honey say, man, I am very sorry for what happened, man. Is that the government fault? The flood. So let me start by answering that, White Honey. So the flood is a combination of various things. Okay, it's a combination of climate change, it's a combination of increased rainfall, it's a combination of our rivers. The rivers that we have are not dredged. The River Niger and the River Benue, the main two rivers that we have, they are not dredged. Those rivers are very shallow, so it cannot contain enough body of water. And the most funny part is that contracts have been awarded to dredge River Niger and River Benue. Somebody gets the money till today. That work has not been done. Nobody's talking about it actually. Somebody get the money, billions of naira. Watch my documentary on Lokoja. I talked about it. The contract was awarded during Jonathan time. They ate the billions of naira, and that's the end. That rivers have not been dredged. If you go to Lokoja today, they pumped sand, a little bit of sand. At the end of it, that was it. They just left it like that. They stopped the dredging. So the rivers that we have are not dredged. So this is actually one of the major faults as well. And then the big one is that the water that is released from the Cameroon Dam, overflows into River Niger and the River Benue, and then, causes the flood that we have. But the point is, if our rivers are actually properly dredged, the impact will not be as massive as it is right now. And then secondly, if we actually build our own dam, then you also will not have the issue that we have right now. So it's a very simple thing, but when you don't fix simple things, it now gets worse, and worse. And this is what the effect of corruption, that's what we are reaping today. By the time the problem will escalate, it becomes even much worse. So it's not just the government, it's not just those countries not doing what they're supposed to do in the first place. So Rukutum, I think I've answered your question already. Why don't you say, I was inquiring when I was on work today, and they said it's not Cameroon's fault. They said government did not build a dam. It is terrible every year, men are dying. Yes, true. The government did not build a dam. Like I've said, yes, that's an issue. But the bigger issue is that even if you build a dam, that's one thing. Increased rainforest, climate change, you also need to dredge the River Niger and River Benue so it can contain more bodies of water so that we won't be having flooding as well. So, okay, Niger 247, greeting bros. Niger 247, I greet you, my brother. Arise, say first time I subscribed. Now, thank you and welcome to the club, welcome to the family. Game with pets. Say, bro, be careful when you travel. Oh, just that Ebo G passed away this night. Yeah, I've talked about it as well. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's traveling that made him pass away or not. So this is the thing. When you hear stories like this, it's very discouraging because if somebody was traveling, shooting content, I mean, even I have shared some of my behind the scene video where we are going and we are attacked by armed robbers and all that. I was able to share that one because I recorded it. Other times, you don't even have the chance to record. But the thing is that the Lord, has been my shield and my buckler, So if you want to look at things like this, and they can discourage you from actually going out there and you know documenting and shooting documentary. Of course, we have to be careful, but at the same time, somebody have got to do the job. If you stop, then that's So I don't even know what to say. Anyway, we can't stop. We have to keep doing what we are doing. That is pathetic what has happened, but we have to be courageous and keep doing what we are doing. You can't be discouraged by whatever that is happening in this country. Hopefully, it will get better, but that doesn't mean we are being stupid. You just can't throw yourself into an arm's way. That's not the point. We are careful, and the truth is God that protects. That's just the truth. Because no matter how much careful you are, you are just driving on the way going, people come out of the bush and attack you. That has something to do with carefulness. I lived in Yobe, Yobe, Damatru. For those of you who don't know, so I'm telling you now, one of my cities. So I lived in Yobe, Damatru when Boko Haram actually attacked that city. In fact, we are on evangelism. I was on evangelism with some sisters trying to preach the word of God when that thing happened. And one of those sisters actually, was hit by a stray bullet and died. But for me, God actually shielded me and protected me. My point I'm trying to make is that before even that attack happened in Yobe, by Boko Haram that time, Yobe was like a very safe state, very calm and peaceful state. Nobody knew something like that was going to happen. But it just happened all of a sudden, and it was very terrible. So it's not a matter of being careful. It's just a matter of God's protection. That's just it. Like the Bible says, if the Lord do not watch the city, the watchman will only watch in vain. So God is watching over us, and no evil will come upon us. But it's very pathetic, and I really pray that Eboji's family will find the fortitude to bear the great loss. It's very terrible. Okay, Niger 247 say, oh yes, the situation is getting out of hand before our own eyes. One demand say, you have not yet equipped your studio, but you are above broadcasting room. and measure usually online. I'm not sure I get you. Private sector and yourself should contribute. Not everything should be left to the government. That's how it's done in other countries. Love to compare Nigeria mainly Western. Okay, yeah, of course, it's not only the government, but that doesn't mean we're not going to talk about what the government is supposed to do. And if you've joined earlier, I also talked about seeing how we can use this platform to raise and also reach out to people that are on ground so they can also help the flood victims. Personally, there are things I have done personally, but I don't like talk about things I have done personally. That's it. So I'm using this platform to talk about this one. And also, I also talked about like when I visited Makoko and how we're trying to see how we can sink borehole water for them. Yeah, so we're doing a bid. So look good. I also hope that you're doing your bid and not also by writing and complaining here and asking and saying that private sector should do. You're also part of them. You should also do. So contribute as well. White Honey say, is Nigeria suffering from acute hunger right now? Nigeria is not suffering from acute hunger. We are not, but I suspect that the effects of the flooding, because a lot of farmlands were actually destroyed. So the effect of the flooding will probably, cause a lot of food crisis after now and all of that. Even right now, stand in Abuja, we're having fuel crisis because tankers can't even bring in fuels and all of that. So the effects of the flooding is already being felt. Beside people losing their life, losing their home, losing their livelihood and their farm and all of that. The effects will continue. So probably food scarcity will be one of it. Red Dog said, I think it's foreigners coming into the country, getting rich off Nigeria and not putting it back into the country. Nigerian people needs to unite as one. The uniting of Nigeria as one is a long story, my brother. It's a long story. Even states can't even unite, talk less of Nigeria itself. But we'll keep going. Okay, Bell says, in Australia, emergency management, prevention, and response during flood, fires, etc., is the responsibility of the government, state, and federal. All right. That's it. Okay, so Tony said, "Good evening, my brother. Good evening, Tony Ugoma. 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 Good evening. Thank you. Olugo said, bro, if you know how the West operate, then you wouldn't dismiss what Lai Mohammed said. Let's always put things into proper context and perspective. Olugo, the point me I'm making here, it's not about dismissing or whatever. You see, the point is very simple. Are there killings in Nigeria or not? There are. Are there kidnapping in Nigeria or not? There are. Are there security challenges in Nigeria or not? There are. Even in Abuja here, have there been security incidents happening in Nigeria? There are. So even without the US even announcing and saying that its student, its citizens, should take precaution. The truth is, Nigeria's situation today, as it stands today, it's not even, how do I even put it? You don't even need a third party to come and tell you that your house is burning on fire. It's already on fire. That's the truth. So, I mean, I do not buy into what Lai Mohammed says, trying to compare US security to Nigeria security, or whether there's an undertone to what they release. Whether there's undertone or not, I just told you from security report I have read, about 9% gets kidnapped every single day if you're safe and you find it. So I mean, I'm not into Lai Mohammed propaganda and story. I mean, you are there to find solution. Instead of coming to that debunk or not, ask them how they get the information and try to see how you can use information, use the information they've provided, to make sure that everyone and everybody is safe. I mean, that's all we want. So my own is not to back and forth with them. I mean, we don't have to go back and forth with them. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So who else? White Money said, what, 9 every day? Yeah. Really, in the past one, in the series, in the last 1 year, yeah, about 9%. If you put the total number that have been kidnapped, it comes about 9% every day. But I have a video on that coming, so probably when I do it, you're gonna see it. And also, where I get all of these reports, I will share them for those of you who have asked, so you can also have access to them. White Money say, who is kidnapping? What's the tribe and what people? Well, I don't have answer to that question. I don't know. You can watch the BBC documentary on the Zamfara something, so you can check that out. Okay, Lugo say insecurity is everywhere in the world, bro. By the way, I guess you will ignore what DSS said and what they have done even before the advisory was issued. I'm not sure I follow what you're saying, or look good. I have said that DSS is doing their job, and I've said that, I mean, they are also collaborating and making sure that the place stays safe. But what I'm saying is that I think the DSS, their response is that, yes, we've heard this is going on, but nobody should panic. We are doing our job, we're keeping the place safe. But Lai Mohammed's response is also different. I mean, it is what it is. So, White Ones, I heard that the Fulani and the Hausa are the one dealing with the kidnapping issue. Olu, chaos in the country, I think we need to be well informed on topics or situation before coming on air. Olu, good, I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about. I think we include likes. I think we, including your likes, should start the culture of putting out positive about the country than the negative. There is enough negative already. Hope you heard and apply. Good. I think you've commented so much. You can also start up a YouTube channel and then also try to put out enough positive. If you think the likes of me and others are putting negative, you can also, I mean, nobody stops you from having a channel and putting up negative. You can also do the job. So don't come and complain, please. Bell says, my partner, I agree with you. Election will come and go like that. So, man, this guy said, go sit down, please. Okay, so what's they say APC is cost party. Nigeria has never been this worse. So much wrong happening. God have mercy. Okay, so go down. Let me see. I mean, she also support P2B. I mean, who is that? Okay, your wife support P2B. Okay, we have Bex Mama from Boston. Welcome. You need to vote to achieve change. Yeah, definitely. Bill, we are actually going to vote. In fact, the truth is that 2023 election is going to be so different. It's going to be so different because a lot of people who have not even voted in the past this time have really awakened up to the reality that we all need to vote, because you can't just say it doesn't matter. Vote does not count. In fact, vote counts. So everybody is going to vote, and hopefully we'll be able to get it right in 2023. Okay, so no vote, no change. I agree with you. So uh, Paul said, so you AC, I don't know what that is. So you have AC, or is that hotel? So you have AC, or is that hotel? I don't mean by what, so you have AC. I mean, whether it's a hotel or it's my house, I cannot have AC. I don't understand your question. You say, so you have AC. How much is AC? I don't. Okay, so thank God somebody replied, how much is AC? Anyway, flood shouldn't be used. Judge if flood shouldn't be used to judge a failed state. There are flood and drought in many countries. Does that mean it's a failed state? Nobody's saying because of flood is a failed state. That's not what we're saying. But there are accumulation of things that are happening in this country that needs to be fixed and needs to be fixed fast. I mean, everywhere you turn, it just news that actually boggles your mind. I mean, whether it's security issues, whether it's education, whether it has to do with rule of law not being followed, whether it has to do with, I mean, just so many issues here and there and there. So that's it. However, Nigeria is not a failed state. If it's a failed state, I mean, we'll not all be here, but we all have to get our PVC and make a vote. Okay. All right. So, okay. So, Kemke, good evening, Mr. David. Good evening, Kemke Natural. Okay. So, where else? Okay, lot. I'm not complaining, just trying to enlighten you. You are the one complaining, but everywhere, let's both do our part and our country and not pointing fingers to the government. Oh, look good. I don't think probably you live in Nigeria. If you live in Nigeria, I'm not sure probably you'll be talking the way you're talking. You can't just come and say you're trying to enlighten me on what? What are you going to enlighten me on? I have more information than you. Probably, because people put up YouTube videos, you think that's all I do for a living. Maybe you can do the background research for me before you come and start talking. And on this channel, I don't think I have created more positive videos than negative videos. So don't come and start talking, please. You also, like I've said, create a channel and also do your part, not just to come here and talk and complain as well. All right. So, what else? Who else is talking? Samson Miracle. Hello. Welcome. Okay. Where are we? Okay, I live in Nigeria, bro. Okay. All right. Anybody else has a question to ask, you can ask, and I'll try to address them. Okay, so basically, I just wanted to do this live session to talk about what is going on in Nigeria. Like I've talked about, we're still trying to do the project in Makoko to raise fund and to dig a borehole for them. So if you are led to support that project, please, you can use the Buy Me a Coffee and support that project so that we can still dig that borehole for the people of Makoko. And for the flood, like I said, I'm not sure I can travel to Basa or to Anambra, even though those are places that I heard that they have worse flood, and I would like to really go and help. But my plan is once I can find any reliable people that are actually on ground there and that are doing the work, they are reaching out to families and people, we'll be able to see how we can, raise funds from this platform to support them. So I've said that so you guys be in my case when I was talking about it. So I think those are the two things we talked about. The issue of Able Media as well, who lost his life. So I've asked everyone to do something about it. For now, I don't know. I mean, there are other bigger channels than me. Okay, but I'm just talking about it. But hopefully, when I get more information, I will be able to see what's going on before the burial. I'm able to see what we can do. Eboji is someone that has been an inspiration to many of us. And then I talked about the US security alert. I said it should not be taken for granted. Just take your security more seriously and try to avoid crowded areas and all of that. Whether there is an undertone to the security alert that was issued or not, that's not my point. My point is we all should take our security more seriously and take those things seriously because they are very, very important. Uh, Okay, so what else did I talk about? I talked about the Nigerian bank notes that's been released so far. So if you are one of those who have been hiding your money in your bunker, lots of money, you better can bring it out now. If not, that money, will soon be rejected because of the new bank notes. Okay, I think these are the issues I've talked about. Issues of I want to just talk about on this channel. But the most important one I have really talked about is we still have to do that Makoko funding, sunken of water for the kids there. Because when I visited there, they don't have good drinking water. And that really touched me. And I really wanted to do that project, which is why I think other people have given towards it. So if you want to give towards it, and as well give towards it, that would really be great. Okay, basically, I think that's all I have for you guys today. This is about 48 minutes. I don't think there's any other questions so far. So I think I will be stopping this. I will be stopping this. I'll be stopping this live very soon because I don't think I can find any other questions you guys want to ask. Okay, I find some people in diaspora are so pathetic to the issue in Nigeria. They are like, I don't live there, so who cares? If they didn't come from there, it's so uncaring. Well, if somebody doesn't care, I mean, that's a problem. So doesn't matter. My partner works very hard here in Australia and invests his money in Nigeria. Yes. And another thing I must say, like Belle, I thank you so much. Your I think your wife, who is a Nigerian. Another thing I must say, for this coming election too, all of our people that are in diaspora must also, participate in the election. Of course, not vote, but because you send money home to your family or to friends and all of that, you must use that as an influence to encourage them to go out and vote, especially to vote the person that you believe can bring a change in this country. So if it's P2B, for instance, before you give them money, also encourage them to make sure if they have their PVCs, because now you can't get PVC again. If they have their PVC, they should make sure they go out and vote. So, because I mean, if things get better, I mean, that also reduces your own, stress of keep sending money and all the time. So, I mean, we all have to use our influences. We all have to use our influences to push people to vote. All right. So, like I've said, for me, I'm supporting P2B. I don't know who you are supporting, but whoever you are supporting and you believe they deserve the support and they can fix Nigeria, let's go ahead and do that. But for me, P2B is the person I'm supporting, and I'll cast my vote for him. If need be, I will use this channel to campaign for him. It's my choice. If he wins and he can fix the country, great. If he doesn't win, somebody else wins and can fix the country, good for all of us. But we can't just sit by the side and don't vote, don't do anything, and then, complain and say that the country is not working or they rigged the election. All of us must just vote. So that's it. Okay. I don't believe human rulership can accomplish permanent change. We all must meet to rule over each other. All right. So I don't think anybody else have any questions to ask so far. So I think I will be ending this live section. But thank you very much for participating today. I have not been able to upload any video for the last 4 days because I've been extremely busy with both my office work as well as other things I do. and then traveling around the country. So it's been quite challenging. So I've not been able to upload some videos. So I will be able to upload a video coming very soon in a couple of days. So just bear with me in traveling around all of that. Oof. Okay. So that's it. What else do we have here? Game was why do you believe in P2B? Okay. Don't worry. Today is not a campaign day for why I believe in P2B. So uh, this live chat is not for me to tell you why I believe in P2B or today is the day to campaign. But I'm definitely going to campaign. So don't worry. So I'm going to tell you. So but what I've said is whatever you believe in, go and vote. If you believe P2B is the man, go and vote. For me, I believe in P2B and I'm going to tell you why, but not on this platform. At the same time, I am not forcing my choice on you or on anyone. So I don't have the right, the privilege, or whatever the jurisdiction to do that. I can't even do that. I can't even force. If I have a child at 18 years, I can't even force them who to vote. So talk more of someone on the internet, which I hardly even know their faces. Okay, so that's it. So the point is, we all have to vote. We cannot sit by the side. That's what I'm saying. We all must vote. Let's vote. And if you cannot vote, you live in the diaspora, use your influence and tell those at home to vote. That's what I'm saying. Whichever way, let's cooperate with the person so that it doesn't be like so this is not about cooperation. Whichever way, it's not about cooperation. It's about if the person wants to rule. You know, if I mean if you put the right structure, put the right people, take the right decision, cut the cost of governance, fight corruption truly, things will change. Things will change. Okay, Kenzo said, what do you do outside YouTube? I mean professionally. The job I do, I cannot tell you. I've talked about it in my first video, but I cannot specifically tell you this is what I do because that's against where I work and what I do. Okay, so I can't tell you. But the point is that yeah, I work and I do YouTube. I do YouTube as something I have passion for, but beside that, I work the normal job everybody does, like 8 to 5. So that's okay. Okay. Oh, my people, thank you very much for listening and for commenting. That's what is going on in Nigeria. And for those of you who are also supporting me, thank you. If you have shared my videos so far, thank you. If you have joined my membership, thank you very much. If you haven't joined and you plan to join, thank you. If you haven't subscribed and you joined this live, please subscribe and be a part of the family of the community. All right. Hopefully, Nigeria will get it right in 2023 and things will be much, much better than we have today. All right. So I have to go now. How do you find time to combine YouTube and your work? Okay. Kenzo, I'm about to end this live section. It's like you came in a bit late, but I came in a bit late and asked a question. But how do you find time to combine YouTube? I mean, you have to manage your own time. You have to manage your time. For me, mostly I work in the night. Okay, so when I come back, I have to first of all, when I come back, of course, I have to attend to my kids, and after that, if they are slept off, then I have to try to do my videos at night. So that's what I do most of the time. Also, at work, if I have less work in the office, then I also use that time to try to see. If I have less at this guy asking me funny question. If I have less work in the office, okay, I'm not doing much or there's nothing much to really do, then I can use that time to do a couple of few things. In terms of my travel, I don't really have much time because I work every time to travel. So what I do many times is that I take my leave for the year and use it to travel around. Most of those travels you've seen, I took my leave for the year to travel around to shoot. And other times also, if I have the chance to travel as a result of my job and I have my own time, I can also shoot. Or let's say if I travel in terms of because of my work, let's say I travel from Wednesday to Friday. Okay, so what I can do, I can stay back Saturday and Sunday at my own expenses and then shoot, and then Sunday come back so that on Monday I can resume work. So that way I, try to get more content as much as I can. Okay, so that's how I combine it. And so many other things, but of course I have the support of my wife who supports me a lot by taking care of the things I'm probably supposed to have done that I couldn't do, at home. She takes care of that, supports me and all of that. Okay, so that's it. People, I'm ending this live chat too, but I'm seeing 20 questions. I have to end. Look, I end it in 3 minutes, so I will know it's 1 hour. You tell me how Igbos are so rich. White honey. Igbos are businessmen now. They like business, buying and selling. So that's it. That's how they are so rich. If you do business and you do it well, you'll be rich. So that's it. Of course, Nigeria is becoming a failed nation. Till Nigeria gets away from what tribalism nonsense, Nigeria will continue to go nowhere. Do you think it's possible to combine 9 to 5 with YouTube? Of course, it's possible. I'm already doing it, so that's it. The work I do is very hectic and very challenging, but I still do YouTube. In fact, most people will know me or my colleagues. They actually wonder how I do YouTube as well, do the kind of work we do. Yes, I mean it's your passion. It's like in those days when you're in school, you wake up and then you study throughout the night. Sometimes sleep is catching you, put your leg on water, and then you're studying. Yes, so it's like that. So many time I work, when I come back, I don't sleep. I have to also do YouTube till the next morning. I go back to work. So God, God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Why don't is my wife camera shy? Well, I don't know where that question is coming from. Why are you asking is my wife camera shy? Maybe you can clarify. Okay, bro, stay blessed. Okay, see you, bro. Stay okay. Thank you. Look good. Look good. Thank you very much. So I'll be ending this in 30 seconds. You like math? Yeah, you like math. I like math, so we all like math. Thank you so much for being a part of this live section, and I'm going to see you guys on the next live section. I don't know when I'm going to do the next live, but I felt I should just come on air and talk about these issues, and hopefully we'll be able to support those who are going through a lot right now in Nigeria, so that everyone can have a smile on their face. 2023 election is coming. If you have your PPC, make sure you vote. Influence those you can influence to vote. Let them vote. See you guys in the very next one.